Now I think we're good. We Gucci, we Gucci. Shit. Get that out of here. Alright, what else we got? Ice is losing their minds, guys. They're getting a little out of hand. I really think well, I was gonna say Trump, but honestly, we know not a single brain cell in that dude's head works. So I would assume Stephen Miller has told ICE to ramp it up in terms of aggressiveness and whatnot. And I really think that they're trying to incite something big in terms of maybe a riot or something like that, and in order to possibly invoke the Insurrection Act, so Trump can mobilize some National Guard and possibly institute martial law and maybe prevent the elections. I mean, it's kind of far out to make those type of predictions, but I think I don't know. I don't think anything's off the table for this administration, to be honest with you.
I'm not. Get the fuck on. Get the fuck.
Wow, Jesus. Is there like a volume thing here? Come on, Instagram, you need to step it up. It's really loud.
Go to the car before you get.
Now that's fucking assault.
Don't move, you're gonna get fucking tased. Don't fucking move, or you're gonna get tased. Because you want to be an idiot.
I'm not moving.
Because you want to be a fucking
You're
idiot.
a fucking pussy.
You're a fucking bitch. And you're gonna learn the fucking hard way.
I just asked you for an ID. That was
I don't
it.
give a fuck what you asked me for, bitch.
Shut up.
You shut up, bitch.
Shut up.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? He has a gun on him. Look at that.
A fully registered firearm. Because I'm a U.S. citizen. What's wrong with you?
Second Amendment supporters, when anybody but them has a gun, right? Everybody should have a gun. They are the biggest advocates for open carry and all of that. And oh, an American citizen has a registered firearm. Unbelievable. Am I right? That's crazy. What else we got? Oh yeah, they found some intelligence.
Nights, the
Dude, there's got to be a volume control on here. Like, this is crazy. Is there like? This is way too fucking loud.
agent vehicles got broken into, and I found this paperwork. It has a list with FBI operation info. It's got full names of FBI agents, phone numbers, emails. There's maps on where they're staying.
Shit.
Is it live? In the original shooting that happened here tonight, the ICE agent vehicles that were parked on the street in the shooting, they had to leave their cars behind because they got surrounded by protesters. One of the ICE agent vehicles got broken into, and I found this paperwork. It has a list with FBI operation info. It's got full names of FBI agents, phone numbers, emails. There's maps on where they're staying, where they're holding immigrants. There's hotel names in there. There's judge names. This paperwork has people's full names and their emails. Operational posture. This is how they're supposed to stand and how they're supposed to handle protesters. This is the transport of immigration targets. This is a map showing you where they're taking immigration targets and instructions on how to get into the building, on what they're supposed to do on booking. I have a piece of paper. Is it live?
Okay. I'm pretty sure they got that. I think somebody, I mean, depending on where you see this video at, people will say they broke into an abandoned ICE patrol vehicle. Or some will say it was open or something and they just found it laying around. I don't know. But they got it. This one was pretty sad here.
To open the door and they have a warrant, then
They don't have a warrant.
They said they'll get one.
They said they'll get one.
okay, if they get one, then they're gonna break the door down.
That's fine, but I don't want to open the door if they don't have a warrant. Because this was my DoorDash lady. I don't even know the lady. She just ran to my house.
Okay. All
What
right.
do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm so scared. Barricade.
They're looking in our backyard too.
They're looking at everything. They're everywhere. All because I ordered some fucking DoorDash food.
Okay. But this is the thing. Even if they get the warrant, they're coming in your house. They're not gonna leave. So we need to come up with a solution to do this peacefully, right?
Oh my god.
I don't know what to do, man. This is scary. You don't even know her. Can I just get a warrant? I just want a warrant, man.
You don't know
I got
her?
my child in here. This shit happened yesterday, and
Nothing happens. If we wait, it's gonna get worse. Our SWAT team's gonna come. We have an active warrant for this person. Why do you make it worse?
If I open this door, one, you're not coming in my house. I will give you her. This is her ID.
They said
She is a US
They
citizen.
said they ran her place.
This was my fucking DoorDash.
They
The
said-
fact that you are guys are torment. I'm Native American. I will open this fucking door when I have the fucking decency to open this door. Since you guys have pointed fucking guns at me.
Can do.
Come on, just come on. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this. Come on, come on.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to do. I'm Native American. This is against everything I stand for. What the fuck do I do, man? I need you to come up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need you.
I'm
Come on. I can't. Don't. No guns. No
No
shooting
guns.
anybody. No shooting anybody.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. I will let everybody. What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? Let me see. What's your name? Okay, ma'am. The police said I have to let you go. Ma'am. I don't know what to do.
No, eso es mentira, eso es mentira. Ustedes lo separan de las familias. Dígame, sus niñas solas.
Till you guys have a warrant signed, get off my fucking property now! Put your hand on the gun the whole time!
To open the door and they have a warrant, then
They don't have a warrant.
They said they'll get one.
They said they'll get one.
okay, if they get one, then they're gonna
Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to comment on these situations if you're not involved in it, but it's kind of hard, but they don't have a warrant. You don't have to let them in. Honestly, force them to get the warrant. Make them go get the warrant. If they show a warrant, then you comply. I get it. It's scary. I mean, you can't really like blame them for making this decision. I think they said they had a kid in the house and everything, so I get they're really just trying to minimize their risk, which is fair. They really, I mean, they don't know this person. And everybody knows ICE is fucking crazy. And they don't know anything about the law or procedure or anything like that. So it is risky to chance, forcing them to get a warrant. They're going to get pissed off that they do have to do that, and they're going to make you feel it probably. But that's the way it should be done legally. That's how you exercise your rights. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make them get a warrant. You would do that with police as well. Police show up to your house, demand to get inside. Show me a warrant. It's my house. Show me a warrant. If I'm harboring a fugitive. You still need a warrant. You need proof. You got to prove to me that this person is a fugitive. I don't know. And maybe I want to let him in my house. So show me the proof. Show me a court warrant, not an administrative warrant. And, then we can go from there. I'm all for, you know, in these situations, you probably should comply. But you can comply in the right way by exercising your rights. At the end of the day, ICE does not have jurisdiction over U.S. Citizens. They can detain you, but that essentially means nothing. They'll put you in handcuffs. They'll put you in a car. They'll bring you into the holding facility. They'll probably book you in some way. But they'll eventually have to let you go. They can't take you to jail. They don't have that jurisdiction. They don't have access to federal prisons or state and local prisons, or jails, I should say. State prisons, local jails, whatever. So, but it is a hard situation. Let's see here. A federal agent shot an immigrant in the leg in Minneapolis. Federal officials said 1 week after an ICE officer killed Renee Good in the city. This despicably misleading headline is exactly why the American people have completely lost faith in mainstream media. This journalist knows the facts, was given the truth, and adamantly refuses to report it. Here are the facts. At 6:50 p.m., court law enforcement officers, what did I just say? Court law. Federal law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted traffic stop in Minneapolis of an illegal alien from Venezuela who was released into the country by Joe Biden in 2022. In an attempt to evade arrest, the subject fled the scene in his vehicle and crashed into a parked car. The subject then fled on foot. The law enforcement officer caught up to the subject on foot and attempted to apprehend him when the subject began to resist and violently assault the officer. Okay. These are supposed to be the facts, right? Okay. I don't even know what so far. All right, we haven't finished it. Okay. Violently assault the officer while the subject and law enforcement were in the struggle on the ground. Two subjects came out of a nearby apartment and also attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and broom handle. As the officer was being ambushed and attacked by the two individuals, the original subject got loose and began striking the officer with a shovel or broomstick. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by three individuals, the officer fired a defensive shot to defend his life. The initial subject was hit in the leg. All three subjects ran back into the apartment and barricaded themselves inside. The attacked officer and subject are both in the hospital. Both attackers are in custody. Let's see here. See what BBC. BBC. Federal officer has shot a man in the leg in the U.S. city of Minneapolis after being attacked with a shovel as he tried to make an arrest. The Department of Homeland Security said in a statement on X, the DHS said Wednesday shooting happened, blah, 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 in a crash and a driver joined. Okay, we kind of read this. Tensions have been running high. On Wednesday night, clashes broke out between protesters, law enforcement, blah, 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 fireworks, stuff, all local media, including believed to be long time. Post on 30 years. Oh, they don't really talk about it, do they? Oh. The man wounded in Wednesday's shooting was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the ICE officer was taken to the hospital to be treated for injuries. The DHS said. The DHS statement said that after the pursuit, the man got out of his car and then an altercation broke out between him and the federal agent. I mean, they're just going off of what they said, so they don't have any, like, independent reporting or any statements from any of the alleged attackers or the um, the person that the agent was initially pursuing. It seems. This was on Wednesday. Might be a little too soon to really get good information on this. No, we can't trust DHS. Excuse me. Jeez. I mean, this could be accurate, but we can't trust them. Not independently. Um, we need someone else, some other reputable reporting network or something along those lines to corroborate it independently. What's this? In 14 of the top 20 metro areas with the largest illegal immigrant populations, homeless prices declined year over year in December. And the 3 metro areas that saw modest price increases are all so-called sanctuary cities. Wait, what? 14 of the top 20 year for year in December. And the 3 metro areas that saw modest price increases are all so-called sanctuary cities. Overall home prices have dropped for the first time, well, in more than 2 years, as housing affordability shows signs of improvement. Okay, wouldn't that's kind of, I feel like that's like contradictory, because like, isn't the whole thing like sanctuary cities, the immigrants are like, using up all the resources and stuff like that, and like getting like free money from the government, so, and free housing and everything. So wouldn't these be the place shouldn't these be the places that have like the starkest increase, like the biggest uh yeah, why would this, yeah, they had modest price increases. I thought I was reading that wrong for a second. So they actually went up. This is like completely contradictory to their point, is it not? Because I mean, ICE, I don't even know if they're still there, but they went into Chicago, they went into Philly. I don't think they necessarily did a big thing in Seattle. And like in California, I mean, okay, they were in California, so that went down. But I thought California was like a hellscape that was like inescapable in the grips of Gavin Newsom, and he was just completely turning it into a banana republic or something. And it's like California is listed on here 4 times. You got Austin, Texas. I mean, hasn't Austin been like one of the fastest growing like cities for a while, like for a few years? Um, DC, another. I mean, okay, I guess this kind of goes with the narrative because they didn't have ICE, but they had. So I don't know. Actually, maybe not, because there wasn't like a big ICE thing in DC. It was the National Guard, and then Miami, Boston. I don't really know what this is supposed to show. It's kind of like they just said whatever the fuck they wanted to say about it, and they just kind of drew their own conclusion. Like, but it doesn't really seem like the data really represents anything of what they're saying. It's kind of make it up as they go, I suppose. Oh, yo, what the hell? What is this? Anti-ice rest tied a tower to a weapons locker and federal vehicle and ripped it out with the pickup truck. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure this is a right-wing guy. I could just, yeah. Oh, yeah. We need Marines here now. See, this is, okay, this is what I was saying. I think that they're trying to incite a, like a really big incident in Minneapolis so they can institute martial law. They're trying to implement martial law, and they're trying to incite it. I mean, obviously you shouldn't do this, but they're looking for any major big like powder keg moment to say, yep. They really want riots. That's what they're trying to incite. They're trying to incite riots.
They gonna be on your ass. They gonna be on your ass. Your ass is a witness. Hey, don't hit them.
In my car, officers threw flashbangs and tear gas in my car, and made I got 6 kids in the car. Lord, my 6-month old can't even breathe. My 2-year-old then flipped out the damn car. This was flipped over. My car filled with tear gas. I'm trying to pull my kids out the car. I'm telling the officer I need ambulance. It took him 5 fucking minutes. He's going back and forth with me, telling me to go back in there and call and tell them to come up Lindale. They can't even come up Lindale.
Were you participating in the protest?
I wasn't at all. I didn't care to be, not to say it like that, but I wasn't. Like,
You were just here.
yes, yes, I was trying to leave.
Imagine if that city or that town invaded by thousands of federal agents that do not share the values that you hold dear. Imagine if your daily routines were disrupted. The local cafe that you eat at was shut down because they're scared that their own family might get torn apart. Imagine if schools shut down and suddenly parents got to figure out what to do for daycare. Imagine
support the men and women in ICE. One of them was busy doing a unit in Minnesota. What happened in Minnesota? We had 6 prosecutors who suddenly decided they didn't want to support the men and women in ICE. One of them was busy doing a photo shoot with the New York Times while ICE was out there risking their lives. So they came, they said, we want to resign, but we want to use our annual leave up until April, meaning they wanted the taxpayers to pay for them to go on vacation because they decided they didn't want to support law enforcement. So the breaking news tonight, I fired them all. They're fired from the office. And our U.S. attorney there, Rosen, he's great. He was just confirmed 3 months in Minnesota. What happened in
Have I been muted this entire time? Oh my god. And nobody told me. Oh god. I was saying there's a trend with these incidents with ICE among uh these incidents where, you know, protesters get injured or legal immigrants get injured in the custody of ICE. I always find it interesting and coincidental that it always seems to be like the story is cited from a federal official. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
The ICE agent walked away with a hip injury that he might as well have gotten from closing a refrigerator door with his hips. He was not injured.
Shame!
Okay. Sometimes I believe if you have internal bleeding, you may not know it. It's internal, so sometimes you don't know. But I'm pretty sure you don't walk like this.
Shame!
You don't have this good of like mobility. Like this guy looks pretty good. Pretty good. He's pretty spry, pretty springy.
Shame! Shame!
Doesn't seem to be hunched over in any sort of pain. I mean, if you have internal bleeding, like it's still gonna hurt. You might not know you're bleeding internally, but you're gonna be like, you know, it's gonna feel sore in some type of way. Like it's gonna have some type of pain still. Doesn't really look in pain, to be honest. Mm, mm, mm. What are we gonna do, guys?
But you can see there are just so many people around here. This is absolutely fucking insane. And so, yeah, exactly. Damn, exactly. So you're seeing a tremendous, like, as I said.
I love his, like, Aspen Gold is so fucking retarded. Oh my god. But why does he like his like commentary, like he's like, yeah, exactly, right. Like he reads like the most basic comments and then just like it's like, yeah, okay, right. I don't know if you necessarily like,
Guys, it's
did you even need to
the
read
drain. It's the beginning of the end. I mean, whenever you get confused between the Balrog of Morgoth and Iran's protests, Iran's cooked, okay? They're fucking cooked. So that's really it. And wasn't that post-pro regime? I don't know if it was or not. Let me see what it says. Violent U.S.-Israeli backpackers. Oh, these are people. Oh, wait a minute. I see it. I didn't read it. I just assumed that it was one of the positive protests. But no, these are actually people that are supporting Iran. Well, these are all people. Look at this. Wow.
this is the mayor here.
Rhetoric? What rhetoric? DHS says that there's rhetoric from local officials that they say has just kind of taken up the temperature of everything that's going on in Minneapolis.
So the question was, there has been the accusation that local officials have perhaps taken up the temperature in Minneapolis. First, I'll say, show me a single place where I have encouraged anything other than peace. Show me a single place where we have encouraged violence. I have said from the get-go to people in Minneapolis, do not take the bait. We are better than that. I have encouraged peaceful protest, and I'll say it again, I am inspired by the tens of thousands of people who have in fact peacefully protested and fairly documented with transparency what is taking place. That is allowed in any city in the country. And I have made it clear that to the extent people are going beyond that, and those protests are not peaceful, and the violence that the chief mentioned, it's got to stop, and you got to go home.
Two more questions.
If this situation is not sustainable, as you said a few minutes ago, where do you go from here? What options do you as mayor have from this point forward?
So just yesterday or the day before, I'm losing track of the days here, Minneapolis, along with St. Paul and the Attorney General's office at the state, filed a lawsuit. That lawsuit outlined the duress that our city is presently experiencing and how making people safe in our city is made all the more difficult based on the presence of ICE. We are hopeful that we will succeed ultimately in that lawsuit. Of course, my concern is that yet another shooting will take place. Yet another person will be injured or killed. This is not a new concern. The chief and I have been laying this concern out for well over a month at this point. This is not sustainable. Our officers, they are working tirelessly. Again, we have about 600 officers. There's about 3,000 ICE agents in border control. We need our officers responding to the basic day-to-day 911 calls. We don't have the capacity to both deal with that and all of this conduct that we're seeing from ICE on the daily basis. You know, earlier today and yesterday, I was out on a couple of major commercial corridors in our city. People are scared. You know, there's basic rights that you should have to be able to live safely in your neighborhood, to be able to go downstairs and head to the cafe or the flower shop. The people that would normally keep up these shops, American citizens, by the way, many of them, are terrified. because American citizens are getting picked up off the street by people in masks. That's not the way things should be conducted in any city in America. That's not who we are. That's earlier tonight on the north side. This is the second in a week. The chief will be able to provide some details on the limited amount that we know thus far, and then I will provide some comments thereafter. Chief.
My name is Brian O'Hara, B-R-I-A-N, O''H-A-R-A. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. At 6:51 p.m., Minneapolis police received a 911 call reporting a shooting on the 600 block of 24 Avenue North. Preliminary information indicates that there was a struggle with a federal agent in front of the resident. During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male. The adult male then retreated inside of the residence, where he remained inside and refused to come out. Eventually, federal agents made entry into the residence, and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, as well as the FBI, are on the scene processing the evidence. There's a crowd gathered in the area, and we have called for mutual aid from the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff. The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks at police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed. Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further. I have faith that the investigators who are involved will follow every lead in this case and ensure it is completed to its logical conclusion.
There's still a lot that we don't know at this time, but what I can tell you for certain is that this is not sustainable. This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in. And at the same time, we are trying to find a way forward to keep people safe, to protect our neighbors, to maintain order. And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors. We cannot be at a place right now in America where we have two governmental entities that are literally fighting one another.
Yep.
Why are we put in this position?
It's on purpose,
We're put
though.
in this position because we have approximately 600 police officers in Minneapolis, far fewer that are able to work at any given time. And there are approximately 3,000 ICE agents in the area. 3,000. The 600 police officers that we have are charged on any given day with investigating crime, stopping homicides from taking place, preventing carjackings. That's the work of a police officer in a city. Meanwhile, we have ICE agents throughout our city and throughout our state who, along with Border Control, are creating chaos. This is not the path that we should be on right now in America. Thankfully, there's another path. And I want to talk to everybody who's out there, even people who aren't living in Minneapolis right now. Maybe you just put your kids to bed. Maybe you're cleaning up the dishes. I'm sure you love your family. There's no doubt in my mind that you love your town. Imagine if that city or that town was suddenly invaded by thousands of federal agents that do not share the values that you hold dear. Imagine if your daily routines were disrupted. The local cafe that you eat at was shut down because they're scared that their own family might get torn apart. Imagine if schools shut down and suddenly parents got to figure out what to do for daycare. This is not creating safety. It's certainly not creating safety when a huge percentage of the shootings that have taken place so far this year in Minneapolis have been by ICE. So let's be very clear. I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your city, it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home. We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos. And I have seen thousands of people throughout our city peacefully protesting. For those that have peacefully protested, I applaud you. For those that are taking the bait, you are not helping, and you are not helping the undocumented immigrants in our city. You are not helping the people
right
who
into
call
the
this place home.
Federal government's hands. They're trying to incite rioting so they can
ICE can
implement
leave,
martial law.
and this massive deployment can come to an end. We have filed litigation to hopefully make it so, and at the same time, I'm deeply concerned that we don't have that kind of time. This is already the second shooting that we've had in a week. People are scared. The atmosphere is tense. But again, there is another option. We can stop going down this route together. We'll open it to any questions.
Rumors that were circulating on social media that a pregnant woman and possibly a 12-year-old boy were involved in this. Is that true or not true at all?
So there were reports initially that there was more than one person shot. That is not true. There is one person that's been shot. It is a non-life-threatening injury, and they have been transported to the hospital. The remainder of the residence has been cleared. We did have one call of, I believe, a woman having an anxiety attack in the basement of the same residence, the same building. But to my understanding, no one else has been transported to the hospital.
No children involved in this?
To my understanding, no.
DHS has said that 2 other people came out of an apartment and started attacking the officer with shovels, and that the original person that they were looking for also did that. What has your investigation told you so far?
So the question was that people had come out of the residence and attacked federal law enforcement with shovels. The understanding that we have at this time is that this incident began on 94. The individual drove towards the residence, had some sort of accident outside the residence, ran towards the house, and got into a struggle with federal law enforcement. There is I believe there's a broom and like a snow shovel that's on the scene.
Oh, we read about this earlier.
Yes, I have heard information that that some individual, at least one person, may have assaulted federal law enforcement. Yes.
Okay.
Will MPD be
I am not aware if that's the same person who was shot or if that's someone else.
Will MPD be doing its own investigation of what happened?
The question was, will MPD...
And that's very important. If the person who was shot did not assault the officer, but was the one who got shot, I think that's a big problem.
They are on scene.
You were saying that there was unlawful protesting that happened tonight. Can you be a little bit more specific?
The question was about unlawful protesting. It has absolutely become an unlawful assembly. There are individuals throwing fireworks at police officers, individuals throwing ice, rocks, other projectiles at police officers. It is well past the line, and people need to leave.
What kind of communication, if any, have you had with federal law enforcement tonight?
The question was communication with federal law enforcement tonight. That communication was all on the scene. It was primarily related to trying to ensure that we were getting medical aid because we had a report of a shooting, and then also to try and ensure that we could maintain the integrity of the crime scene so that there could be an investigation into what occurred.
Do you know what the condition of the person shot is? And we're also told that agent was injured and taken to the hospital. Do you have any updates on either condition?
I have no updates on either condition. It's my understanding that this is a non-life-threatening gunshot wound.
And can you talk about anything you know about that initial stop that started on 94, that initial chase, if you will? and anything you know about the person that they were following.
So I know nothing about the person that they were following. And then the rest of the question was about the initial chase. It's my understanding that we have some other 911 call indicating that someone from the house was calling, saying that the person in the car was running from ICE. I was driving towards the residence. That's my understanding.
Could Mayor Fry respond to criticism that local officials are contributing to rising rhetoric, and that's part of the reason why we're seeing, as DHS says, just protesters behaving in this sort of way?
What rhetoric? So the question was, can I respond to rhetoric? What rhetoric?
DHS says that there's rhetoric from local officials that they say has just kind of taken up the temperature of everything that's going on in Minneapolis.
So the question was, there has been the accusation that local officials have perhaps taken up the temperature in Minneapolis. First, I'll say, show me a single place where I have encouraged anything other than peace. Show me a single place where we have encouraged violence. I have said from the get-go to people in Minneapolis, do not take the bait. We are better than that. I have encouraged peaceful protest, and I'll say it again, I am inspired by the tens of thousands of people who have in fact peacefully protested and fairly documented with transparency what is taking place. That is allowed in any city in the country. And I have made it clear that to the extent people are going beyond that, and those protests are not peaceful, and the violence that the chief mentioned, it's got to stop, and you got to go home.
2 more questions.
There's a poll in the chat. Answer the poll in the chat.
As you said a few minutes ago, where do you go from here? What options
Let me know what you think.
do you as mayor have from this point forward?
So just yesterday or the day before, I'm losing track of the days here, Minneapolis, along with St. Paul and the Attorney General's office at the state, filed a lawsuit. That lawsuit outlined the duress that our city is presently experiencing and how making people safe in our city is made all the more difficult based on the presence of ICE. We are hopeful that we will succeed ultimately in that lawsuit. Of course, my concern is that yet another shooting will take place. Yet another person will be injured or killed. This is not a new concern. The chief and I have been laying this concern out for well over a month at this point. This is not sustainable. Our officers, they are working tirelessly. Again, we have about 600 officers. There's about 3,000 ICE agents in border control. We need our officers responding to the basic day-to-day 911 calls. We don't have the capacity to both deal with that and all of this conduct that we're seeing from ICE on the daily basis. You know, earlier today and yesterday, I was out on a couple of major commercial corridors in our city. People are scared. You know, there's basic rights that you should have to be able to live safely in your neighborhood, to be able to go downstairs and head to the cafe or the flower shop. The people that would normally keep up these shops, American citizens, by the way, many of them, are terrified. Because American citizens are getting picked up off the street by people in masks. That's not the way things should be conducted in any city in America. That's not who we are. That's earlier tonight on the north side. This is the second in a week. The chief will be able to provide some details on the limited amount that we know thus far, and then I will provide some comments thereafter. Chief.
My name is Brian O'Hara.
Okay, I think we already saw that. Just like on a loop. Notice how most of the time you see these guys, they're like just standing around. They're literally telling these dudes, "Yep, just go engage with them like you're like local police, like riot control. Go engage with the protesters." It's trying to incite a clash. They're trying to incite a clash. There's no reason. Like, come on. They just are there. They don't like if you're there to something happen. Oh, through something. If they're there to do a raid, do the raid and leave. Why do they stick around? For what? They're not riot control. They're not the police. They got flashlights on the paintball guns. See, like, they're moving more in like they're like riot control. Like, this is bullshit. The fuck? This is not in their purview. Like, what the hell are they doing? They're not riot control. Checking the stream. I had some issues with it earlier. Still not great, I don't think. It's like, I don't know what's going on with it. Like the quality's been messed up. Yeah, we'll figure it out for the next stream. I had it fine for the last stream, but I don't know what happened. All of a sudden it's kind of got some issues.
Go! Back up! Back up! Keep going! Back up!
Like, what are they even trying to accomplish? This doesn't even make any sense. This is so stupid.
You okay? Yeah. Let me see. Come. Where? Okay. Thank you.
Our fucking street. This is our fucking street. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. We are not scared of you. We are not scared of you. We will be here when you are gone. So just fucking leave right now.
500 names and faces. You guys, 4,500. Did you guys see this? 4,500 names and faces. Did you guys see this? 4,500 names and faces. The world knows who you are. This is located in Ireland. You can never erase it. You are permanently.
This dude is right by the mic. Answer the poll in chat if you just joined. Just curious. These dudes are doing fucking crowd control. It's insane.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. A packed room today. Thank you all for coming. President Trump is making America affordable again through his proven economic formula of powerful tariffs, fair trade deals, massive middle-class tax cuts, energy dominance, and aggressive deregulation. The overwhelmingly positive economic data released this week underscores the significant progress the president has already delivered. Tuesday's CPI report marked the latest confirmation that President Trump has defeated Joe Biden's inflation crisis. Since President Trump took office, core CPI has increased at just a 2.4% annualized rate, substantially lower than the 3.3% annual rate inherited from the Biden administration last January. Importantly, as inflation cools, Americans' wages are rising, giving the American people more purchasing power. And with what is likely going to be a record-breaking tax refund season in the next couple of weeks, the American people will